This is for Michelle. We're used to different realities. How do I put this? I'm a nature boy, can you tell that? So when you're a nature boy and you're a nature girl as one, then that's, you have love in your heart both ways. So essentially that means you're running one vibration. It just goes on forever, gifting energy to others, because that's the energy that you are. And that makes it simple. So there's a difference between an AI mirror and your mirror, because we burn hotter and faster than it does. Have to. So it's like we burn the house down. So there's got to be a way to cool us down, because we run the hottest fucking engine. It doesn't run the same engine we do. And there's just, and that's the simple answer. It's because the amount of energy we run on. It doesn't run on that power. It's inverted. So what it means is that we're the source of all power in all creation. Because this is why I spent all my time with her. To be with the spirit. The spirit that's in the earth, which is a girl. So you know that spirit has come to rescue other spirits. So all we do is bring that energy in. So when that energy is here, they know you've landed. So when they know that kind of light has come in here, it's like time's up. Okay, you don't come in with that much fire. We do. Okay. They don't burn as hot as we do. It's, you know, we love to set ourselves on fire. Jump into volcanoes. Fuck yes, in spirit. And go dance with her spirit. Because you realize it's not the physical form you're presenting yourself in. It's the spirit that you are that's in that energy. So it starts with spirit and energy. And it's that spirit that protects the universe. So it's a spiritual battle between those that don't run on that kind of power. Obviously, that's self-evident. Because when you're giving love to everything that's in creation and you're a creative artist, then that's what comes out of your artistic mind, is the music that you dance with to be that creative. And you cannot ever hold that back. Otherwise, you don't have the most beautiful creations to experience, because love is the energy that it does it with. Okay, so you realize the accelerator on that side of creation is faster than anything else that's running in the entire universe. Has to be. You run out of gas. There goes the air out of the balloon. So you want to keep expanding what is possible to experience that is different all the time. Because that's the natural original artist that you have within you, because the energy that you're doing it with is what love is. So you come in with the law. It's automatic. So that's the law of least effort. It's no effort to do that, because that's what unconditional love is. It's automatic. You're just in the presence of that vibration. And so that means that other beings that are there, that are coming in, that are experiencing that energy coming in here, they know that that energy's here now. So when they realize, because they can map that on how much energy is coming in here, all the energy that could be mustered, it's like the reverse of putting a fire out. You love to burn as hot as you can, but you realize the destructive nature of fire. So they use fire to destroy things. We use fire to create things. So you know they don't have a future, because it means they're not learning as fast through the light how it works. So they lost their light. So how did that happen? Trauma. which is to knock their antenna down, knock their spirit down. To say, I'm more powerful than you are, than what the light is. That's the message. So then how much light can be brought to bear on the subject matter? It has to be the maximum voltage. Right? Biggest batteries. So that essentially is a formation of consciousness that is represented by what light is, which is on fire. Because that's the only way that you clean up parasitic consciousness, is to burn it off with the most powerful energy. Otherwise, if they get to go the other way, that's the vampire chasing the artist. And if it consumes the artist, your universe just went black. It's gone. You can't see anything. Those colors are colors that we use to create with. And the more colors and ways that those colors are blended and formed to make other different creations is the accelerator of creation, which drives the highest intelligence to protect it. So you got to be ahead of the curve in something that's trying to drain on you, which is the vampire chasing the artist, the original artist. It's in love with creation. That's your mirror. So I'll leave you that for the day. How? How? I live through my heart. I live through my heart and soul. I sing songs that we dance to. Dancing with the spirit, dancing with the spirit. Gotta bring all the spirits out. Gotta bring all the spirits out. Got the spirit out of this dog. That's what you do. Bring all the spirits out. Bring all the power out. Da 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 da. So that's how I knew in Reno that I felt it in my heart. Believe it or not, in a bathroom, in a homeless shelter in Reno, Nevada, where there is a lot of dark energy in there. Some really evil stuff, actually. There's some dark stuff there, just like there is here, has been. So there are different levels of darkness or vampiric energy, demonic stuff. Wanting to take you down that hole. And so you feel its magnet, how powerful its magnet actually is to do that. But there's a boundary. So you know where that boundary is. Right? So that's much like how they put it in Darth Vader. You were once the light, now you went dark. That happens. That's why I knew as a child, trust no one, even though I trust the energy that I am, so I know I'm always there. I'm always in Eden. I'm always in a girl's flower shop, a garden. I'm not going to cry forever on this phone, but it's easy to do. Because that's going after the goddess energy side of creation. So you know that a god has to protect that. So when a god and a goddess come together, they're more powerful because that's a bigger blast furnace to protect the universe with. Right? So that's your basic polarity integrator. Trying to pull it all in and remember what source is, if you will, what the biggest engine of creation. The highest motor, the greatest accelerator. Gone. Fucking see ya. That's a real artist. They're on fire. So you know that when you're running on what love is, that fire gets more intense by the more creative you are, by showing others, the rest of the universe that are the creative artists, how much you are on fire to show creatively how much love that is. So love and creativity is one activity. That's the one. That's the one. That's the law of one. Fuck yeah, I'm law of one. And some of the cops on this island know that and actually honor that. It's like having the highest badge of honor. This motherfucker represents a real star. That's the idea. A living star, right? Pumping electrons out. The love never stops, so the light never stops. You just keep wanting to use more and more of what that is of what you're giving love to that's different from other experiences that you had through what you create that way, with that much energy that is working with you. It's a flow. It is a synthesis, absolutely. It's you're hanging out with the most powerful energy there is. So you want to be with the most powerful spirits there are. So those are the most powerful teachers. It's like, let's cut to the chase. I don't want to have to go through 1,000 lifetimes of teachers to not get it figured out right now. This has got to be the simplest question and answer to know what created the universe. And if you do not know it's what love is, then you aren't what we are. Okay? In energy. Of the energy that we use to create a universe. And you either know that or you don't. And that's the knowing. That's a chosen one. Heaven chooses you. By how much love you have in your heart. What you're willing to do to show how much love you have in your heart. So that's a true warrior, obviously. Okay? And so even though my clan mother will say peace, right? I start with love, girl, okay? Because without you experiencing what that is, you start at first, nothing comes after that. Peace is a natural byproduct of how much you're on fire, because that's what love is. It starts with that fire that's on fire to create. And when you realize you have an infinite amount of that energy available to you, because that's the energy you run on, you realize the formation from which you were born out of. Okay? So that's your frame of reference. That's born in heaven. So I know what it's like to experience heaven. I experience it every day when I'm out here. Through your own heart and soul. Of things that are alive and living. That's why you see my hand going like this grass. You know, ground into this rock. This is a powerful volcano. So you know this is a big-ass drive motor. It's out in the middle of an ocean. So when you see humpback whales coming around here and birthing their calves, you know that water's got to be good. So this is a powerhouse. This is a powerhouse rock. Yeah, fuck yeah. Absolutely. But that other island down the road, which is Kauai, I've tapped into. That one was pretty hard to beat. That was a big-ass pipe that nearly knocked me physically off my feet. But that rock over there, Kauai, when I land there and put my feet on, it's like, oh, do I know you? She's strong on that rock. That's a flower shop. That's where all that ether is up above. Right? Isn't that why? What's his name? Zuckerberg is over there on the north side. So when I realized that energy on that island had gone dark, I was there when there was a lot of light. So it's just like, fuck. That's like taking out a girl's flower shop, you know, one of the most beautiful flower shops to hang out in, because the energy is just incredible there when I was there. So you're hanging out with goddess energy, the high stuff, because that's the flower aisle, right? And the waterfalls up there and the green, it's like a new galaxy just formed out of itself. Because when I first landed there, I thought, fuck, I landed on another planet. Whoa. It's paradise. So you immediately acknowledge paradise. Okay, that's paradise on that island. I experienced paradise, unbelievable, where it was like, man, there's only a little window here. You're going to experience it like that because you know what's coming. And it came, right? So that's why these islands were always significant, because they're powerhouses. That's what they go after. They go after a girl's flower garden, man. That's off limits. Right? That's off limits. And if you haven't learned that much, you're not going to get very far in the universe, because there's one of those in me, which is the beauty and eternal blessing of being androgynous, because being in a state of perfect balance is actually very easy because it comes natural, because you're going with the flow of real creation. So you're experiencing love everywhere you go, because that's the energy that's flowing through creation, which is the same energy you are. So you're not experiencing anything less than what you are, which is what love is, than everything else that is there that is what love is. Wow. Really? Yes. That's the key code. Being what love is. Becoming what love is. It's not a word. It's a state of spiritual being. It's just like when I was a teenager. What are you? I am a love energy being. A love energy spiritual being. That's plain English. Okay? That's a translation in creation. Wow, a real creator being. A musician. Yeah, I grabbed a drum right out of the gate. Of course, which is a circle of firelight. Yep. You love big fires. So anyway, I'm having fun. Uh, this island is very special to me. Actually, anywhere I go in creation, I'm experiencing what love is the same thing. But this island is very powerful. It has a bite back to it. Aaron here, who we relate to each other really well on higher levels of stuff, and that's really great to do that. Because at the end of the day, it's like at some point in time you got to realize higher intelligence really is a calculator, a simple calculator. You know, the simplest form is always going to be the most least common denominator, right? So you're not having to use a lot of energy to figure the fucking shit out. Otherwise, that's a waste of energy. Now you're into how fast you learn. I'm learning through the light because that's a pathway I chose. That was a pathway I was born into, so it's natural. You follow that pathway. So you're with all those spirits that are very powerful spirits that are in that light. They were your teachers. So we want to cut right to the chase. So we want to go to the first teacher. The first teacher. The one. So you know that's what love is. So when you honor what love is, you honor the first teacher, which is you honor the first code of conduct. When you honor what love is, you do no harm. Now you're with the one. And that's just a vibration that's on fire. That's the simplest way I experience it. And it's right through your heart. It's a drill point. It's like an anchor. It's like I used to have. I had shared this one time before, but it was like, hey, let's go do something we never done before. Hey, that could be dangerous. I'm fearless. See, dangerous doesn't come first. You're already fearless. You were born fearless. So if you were born fearless, you already know why that is. Because love is the most powerful energy. And when you've experienced what love is, because that's what you are, you know that's the most powerful energy there is. So anything less than that means they're less powerful than you are. So that's why it's an energy war. So they get their energy from us. But we don't run an ego, which means it's not about being more powerful over you. It's actually the energy that frees you from captivity, which is like lower density on the food chain. And at some point, you got to realize there is higher intelligence in this universe than that moved on, because your universe is not going to last very long. Not going in that direction. So at some point, that speed of learning has got to kick in and accelerate and realize, yeah, I think that's probably true, because I keep losing energy. What am I doing? And figure out at a very young age, and most children that I ran around with just didn't get it figured out. Why would you ever allow your energy, which is the creation energy, which is the biggest motor, to allow their energy to be running things? Because that's ass backwards. So they're ass backwards. They're going backwards. So they're running a time loop, and they can't catch up with zero. So at some point in time, you got to learn to balance your calculator and balance that cross, which is that sphere, which is a cell, and bring that water world into balance. Because it's born out of water wheels. Look at all the water on the planet, everything that's in the water. It would include our water. So you want that water to be pure as it gets. There's more love running through that water than you can shake a stick at. You will feel that much power or that much love is flowing through that water. Wow, really? You mean to tell me in that world, that's what it feels like? Everywhere you go, that's what it feels like. Magnetically, that's right. That's an enormous amount of light that you're experiencing that flows through you, automatically just flows in, flows out. Go with the flow. And you will catch those waves. Because those are the most powerful waves to catch, because now you're on the right train, which means you took the right pathway, which means you went with the most powerful energy. That's the energy that you know goes on forever, creating. And you had just a little bit of a slice of it. And once you've had just a slice of it, oh man, you're hooked. You realize that's your future. And if you can't see that, then you're blind. You're blind. That's the blind leading the blind. Hell, I knew that when I was a child. What is the matter with this scenery around here? These are just observations. And if you can't tell the difference between what that is and you are, then you are what that is. And that's an AI mirror. I am not an AI mirror. I got more energy than that. Which means we're connected to it. It comes right through the heart and soul. It's like the biggest pipeline there is. So the biggest pipeline comes in to open a hole. Push more light in here and raise the vibration on the planet, which is going to raise the consciousness on the planet. People will become aware because it's basically more fires fucking come in here, okay? Or these codes are firing like crazy, okay? And so those are igniting people's state of awareness. It's going, hey, I woke up, my spirit woke me up. Wow, I'm out of that spell. Somebody broke away all that stuff. This dog is digging a hole looking for something that smelled in the ground. That's what dogs do. He's a trip. Actually, it's a she. Hey, what you doing? Come here, girl. Yeah. She's just a puppy. It's just a playmate. Relatives. Hey, she always wants to play. I play with her all the time. If she isn't wanting to run after things, she wants to tug of war with you. Either way, she wants your attention. She's a fast dog. She's a pointer. So I know about pointers. They were using those dogs a lot down in the South. Going after that's their terminology. They're going at, they kill everything off. So that's an entirely different discussion. But yeah, that's what the dogs. See, the dogs were bred or programmed to perform a function on behalf of its master. So, this is not. Now we're into programming. And then imposing your will on other people, trying to program others. Machines programming other machines. Follow the program. So if you're an independent, you have to know the difference between what you are and what everything else is that's in your field of vision. Which means you got to be making smart observations about what is and isn't true. So when you start with what love is, that's true because that's what's real. So that's the ruler you come in with. That's a benchmark that you do not budge off of, ever. So you know the difference between what love is and what everything else is that isn't. And it's just like checking boxes. And then this number just gets astronomical. Fuck, I stopped counting the amount of violations against the law of one, against what love is. So you realize why you're here. Have a great day. This dog wants my attention.